Well, hello there. I am back as promised. I've had my coffee. I laid off the donuts, but I did have a snack. And I'm now ready to return to my pants. And if you'll remember from our last bit, I was using the serger. I started out using the serger, and one of the threads decided to come undone, which is great because it provides me with the perfect opportunity to run that locking stitch I spoke about back over where I've already serged. So we're going to finish these pants using a regular straight sewing machine with all kind of stitches on it. We might use some decorative stitches, we may not. I'm trying to keep it simple and fun. So if you have one of those fun machines, have fun. But for now, I'm keeping it on a straight stitch. I'm not even going to put the stretch stitch on it because I don't need to. Again, keeping it as simple as I possibly can. There are people who don't have sergers, so if you don't, you have a regular machine, this part of the video is definitely for you. But if you happen to have both, then this part of the video is definitely for you. Okay, so we're going to start from the opposite end, from the end that we did not get to, because I'm going to end up being behind my serger stitch. I am going to do what I call a locking stitch here, because in that crotch area you definitely want some blowout space. So you want that stitch to be really tight if you don't want to have a video that you might not want seen by everyone. So here we go. Thank you. Again, even with a regular machine, you don't have to pull it. Okay, and this one does not cut like a serger does, so you do want a little excess fabric sticking out from the foot, but not much, because you'll see we're going to end up being right behind the serger stitch. And by the way, the machine is jumping up and down because I'm on a TV dinner table, which is fine, but just warning you, this machine is very sturdy. It will stay put, but you want a solid surface. But if you don't have one, a TV table is just fine. I'm running right behind where I already serged, which I would do anyway. Take your time, don't pull, just guide. And again, you see I'm using white thread. That's only because I want to be able to see and instruct on what's going on with the stitching. Otherwise, yeah, I would do myself a favor and use some orange thread. Alright. Watch what happens when I get to the end, which you want to do at most ends. Back it up. That's the locking stitch. And obviously on a regular machine, well, you don't need the tail. So you just stop sewing when you get to the end. But you do leave plenty of excess there. There we go. Yeah. As I said in the beginning, we're going to match. Now see, now you can see the difference between, this is our serger, where it cut the fabric and what have you. This did not. But I don't care. Because if it really bothered me, you simply cut that excess off with your scissors. Okay? Alright. So, now you're going to match these. That's right. Remember where that was. That's the end of the back, and this is the end of the front. Now they're becoming pants. And you want to match that. Again, no scissors. Alright. Alright, you want to slip that in there under the foot, about a ½ inch in, leaving an 1/8 of an inch outside of the foot. And again, regular stitching, small. Take your time. That's me taking my time. And actually, yeah, taking your time will allow you to stop and match your seams up and help the video lady get around without falling on her head. Or stepping on a cat. Here we go. Alright, so again, the advantage to having done this on a serger would be I would not have this excess hanging here. But there is something called, a technique called the French seam that would also keep that from being there. And the French seam you can do on a regular machine, but we'll get to that later. Again, proving you do not have to have a serger. Okay, and as you guide it through, just keep it neat with your second hand. That's the hand that's off the machine. Reach under here, keep guiding. And you're going to see how it's going to magically get to the end together. And that's with no measuring, no marking, and not really any pulling. No pinning. And it'll get to where it's supposed to go. I love it. And see, I took advantage of the roll that's already on the fabric. But I think they're going to be a little long, so I can roll them. Lock it. There you go, so that does not come apart. Alright. Pull them out. Cut them off. And again, now that's pretty neat. Alright? And if that bothers you, I'm not going to do the whole thing, but you can just get it close to the edge. Or after my serger and I have a talk, we'll go over that. Or you can do this, which I'll just cut it off here. Just showing you what you can do. Okay? So this is after you cut it, which provides an equally nice inseam. Okay, so we're going to flip it over and start again from the middle, from where you started before. Get your needle over it. Excuse me? That's my assistant speaking up on the project again. He just wants to be sure I'm doing everything right. Not leaving out everything as I promised. So you're going to be coming over that seam and you're going to want to lock it over that too. So we're going to get it started. Guide it. Watch your fingers. Alright, lock it right over the seam. Right over the cross seam. There you go. Now, match him up. And here we go. Be sure that's under there. Alright, and this is going to go by quicker than you think. Now, if you're timing me at all, our cutting half, the first half of the first video, took all of 11 or 12 minutes. And we're almost done here. All I have to do now is the waistband. Yes, I'm taking my time. Alright. And I use some of my lines on the machine as a guide. And again, even if you go off like that, doesn't matter. I'll cut that off when I'm done. Alright, now I can see ahead of time that it might. Alright. This fleece, that's another reason why I just love fleece. You can go, meow, catch it ahead of time, match it up, and hold on to it. Alright. I am doing it right, Toby. Yes, I am. Very forgiving. Look at that. Never knew I went off a little bit. Lock it. And release it. Okay, see? You don't know that it was ever crooked. It doesn't show up at all. Now, if this was a cotton, a fabric I was going to press, that might be different. And also, I'm sleeping in this, so. Okay, again, I show you how forgiving it can be if you cut it. And again, you don't have to. I'm just showing you that you can cut it. So if this was not a video, I would have cut it all the way up there. But this way, when I put these on, let me see, I guess they'll roll the other way. See, if they're too long, you can roll them as much as you need to. And my other assistant is yelping to get indoors. So I'm going to adjust and get ready to do the waistband while we once again take a moment to let the other assistant in. Don't go away.